Okay, so let's talk about this, man. The critics have not liked, the past these two movies, the two Mario movies, and I really didn't get it on the first one, and I liked this second one okay. I think it was. I hate to agree with the critics a little. I don't agree with them fully, but I do think it was a little bit worse than the first one. It was just kind of all over the place. But let's talk about some of the criticisms. I still give it a thumbs up. I still liked it, but the criticism was like some people are talking about how it's like jangling keys. People talk about that a lot, and there's too many Easter eggs. All right, let's talk about Easter eggs real quick. This is a Mario movie in a Mario world. Every single thing is going to be a reference to some Mario thing. You think they're going to go to a desert and just put a regular cactus there? Of course it's going to be that Mario yellow cactus. This is just an example. But, like, yes, it's Easter eggs, but it's also like, what are you going to do? They're in Mario World. Like, I think it's just kind of inevitable. I think it's just kind of an unfair critique, really, of the films. So there's that. And the next criticism is like people are talking about how like there's no plot. Bro, there's a fucking plot, man. Like they're like the princesses are trying to meet each other. They're not trying to save. Well, I guess one princess is trying to save the other princess, okay? And then Mario's like trying to confess his love and all that. And then like kind of a deeperish plot is like the father and son dynamic between Bowser and Bowser Jr. Like there's plots going on. So like, and there's like an overarching plot and go save the people and all that. Like this whole like, there's no plot in these movies, I think is also unfair. I don't know what you're talking about. I think, it's just my personal theory, because of Pixar and because of DreamWorks or whatever, people have really expected every people have expected like every CG movie to be like really deep or whatever and to have a certain pacing or whatever, and then these movies they don't have that. I like the movies, but I agree they're not super deep. There's no Toy Story like scenes that make you cry, stuff like that. But my question is, do these movies have to have that to be enjoyable? On top of that, the games have never really had any kind of deep story. And so why are you expecting it? And you know what I mean? I feel like there's a huge disconnect too, especially if you've been playing the games for 35 years now. Like, you kind of know what to expect, and it's just great to see what you've been playing for 35 years on screen. Like, there is a certain kind of catharsis for people like us, even adults, that like we've been playing it for so long. It's like, wow, they did make a movie of this stuff, and it looks exactly like the games, and it's not like the 90s film that was pretty much terrible. I know there's fans of that now, but I've always thought those are just so bad. That movie was really bad, but anyway, yeah, these movies, I just feel like people they've gotten conditioned, I think, to expect that certain kind of depth. And again, I agree it's not there, but I still like it. It's still a fun ride. It's just Mario doing Mario shit. That is kind of all I need, I don't know. I mean, I do think there's maybe some low-hanging fruit there with them having a deeper story between brothers with Mario and Luigi. I don't think that they don't necessarily need that, but it would be nice. They have that game brothership too. Like maybe for the next one, I would kind of do that and go simple, because they went insane with this. They went, galactic basically. They keep saying rule the universe in the movie, by the way, and I'm like, dude, galaxy's in your movie title, man. Just say rule the galaxy. Minor gripe, but anyway, again, it's a fun ride. Your kids are gonna love it, especially if they like Mario. If you're an elder millennial like me, you'll probably even like it just because it's Mario shit. I do think there's just a big disconnect with, like, I don't know what critics want with this. They want Toy Story maybe. Yeah, I don't know, whatever, but like, it's just funny to see this happen twice with Mario now. the Sonic movies, they have a more like coherent story, I think. Like this one, again, it was a little bit worse than the first one because this one really, it just felt like it was all over the place. It wasn't as like coherent. Um, but again, I give it like a 60%, like a 6 out of 10. Like it was fine. It's like a fresh tomato or whatever. It's not the greatest film, but it's fine. It does the Mario thing. It gets that done. So another thing too, and I don't think this should change anybody's opinion of the film really too much, but I wonder if, because Illumination is French, the people that made the film, and then Nintendo is obviously Japanese, so you have a French and Japanese alliance making these movies, and Americans involved in the process too. But I do wonder if there's some sort of cultural disconnect happening here too. That happens with anime a lot of the time with people that aren't familiar with anime. It might be a factor, it might not, but I bet it's a factor, at least 5%. It's got to be in there somewhere. And that's what's causing this disconnect with critics too, I think, in some way. I mean, of course, critics love the Ghibli films and all that, but I don't know. Just because the disconnect is so palpable with these films, it's got to be at least a factor in some way. But again, the jangling keys critique, the Easter eggs and all that, and the no plot critique, again, it's just unfair, I think. They're just fun movies. Do they have to be Pixar level deep? Do CG movies have to be that all the fucking time? I just don't think so, man.